Okay, today I'm going to do a run through on how to use our Proscale Paints 2K Clearcoat set. In our set for £12, you get a 60ml Clearcoat, 30ml activator, and a 30ml thinner. It's mixed in a 2-to-1 ratio of Clearcoat to activator with a 5% addition of thinner at the end of the mix. I'll run through in a minute how to mix it and some spraying guidelines as well, and I'll run through and show you how I Clearcoat one of my models. Now, the most important thing of clear coats, 2K especially, but this is applicable to all paints, is safety. A good respirator with a fresh filter. Keep your filters in a bag to keep them fresh as well. You need a good extractor as well for fresh filtering to make sure you're extracting all those fumes out. Make sure you've got a bit of ventilation in the room. Wear gloves. I would suggest double gloving with nitrile gloves using 2K. Keep all your skin covered. And above all, make sure you're in the room by yourself, you've got no family or pets. And once you're done with your clear coat, put it in your clear box or case or whatever to keep the dust off it, and vacate the room for a couple of hours while it off gases, because you don't want to be breathing in any of those vapours. So my usual clear coat regime is to clear out the spray booth, put some fresh paper down, a fresh filter in. I've got my box to the left for storing the clear coated body in to reduce the amount of dust that goes on there. I also wet the tissue paper with some water out of a spray gun. The theory of this is if any dust lands, it will settle onto the water-soaked kitchen paper rather than flying back up in the air and sticking to your model. Seems to work well for me, but I think keep all the rubbish out your spray booth, get any bottles out of there, any storage units, get all your airbrushes out of there, and keep it nice and clean for your clear coat. Now, as I explained, the clear coat is a 3-part system. There's a clear coat, an activator, and a thinner. So today we're going to be mixing 6ml of clear with 3ml of activator. That's the 2-to-1 mix, 2 parts clear, 1 part activator. And then we're going to be adding 5% of thinners to that combined total of the activator and clear coat. So I'll run through it now for us. So this is our clear coat going in first. So we're going to pop in 2 parts of this. So we're going to put in 6ml of this using the graduated medicine cups. Also make sure you use good quality medicine cups because it can interfere with the thinner on the clear coat. So 6ml of clear. We're then going to add in 3ml of the activator. So 2-to-1 mix, 2 parts clear, 1 part mix of activator. And then that is a combined total of 9ml. So we're going to add in there 5%, which would be 0.45ml. Now, you don't need to be absolutely perfect on the thinner. You need to be as accurate as possible on the activator and clear. But on the thinner, it's not critical that you're exact, but try and be as close to the mark as you can. Now, what I tend to do is pick up my thinner required. So there's the 0.5 ml of thinner in there. And then I let it suck up, and then I'm going to mix the activator and clear coat to get it all mixed and get the chemical reaction started. And then once that's mixed, I'm going to add the thinner in there, like so. And then we're going to mix it up again. And that way we mix everything properly, and we only use 1 pipette. The pipette is going to be 1 use only. And if you do use pipettes for picking up any of the solutions, you're going to use that pipette once, because you don't want to contaminate the other bottles with each one of these solutions, because once this is mixed, that's it, you've got to use it. I would highly recommend straining all your clear coats, whether it be Pro Range or whatever make it is, through a 190 micron paint strainer. We do sell these at Proscale as well. There's the instructions for mixing. So like I say, we mix 2 parts clear, 1 part activator, stir until mixed, then add 5% thinner to the clear activator total volume and mix. Read our supplied instruction sheet that comes with every order, and then application, we will spray at 20 to 25 psi. I personally spray at about 25 psi. First coat on this, we're going to apply a semi-wet coat. So no initial tack coat, we're going straight in with a semi-wet coat. So we're not going in fully hosing it on, we just want a nice level of clear coat down. We then let it flash off for 5 minutes, put it in our box for 5 minutes, let the first initial clear coat flash off. Then we come back and apply a full wet coat. So that way we're putting down the full wet coat, and we should get a really good finish off that. Pop it back in your box for 60 seconds, let it self-level as 2K does. Get it back out, have a look. If you see any imperfections, any orange peel, or any ripples in it, give it another light coat all over where you think it requires it. Pop it back in your box for 60 seconds, check and reapply if needed. Basically, what you see at the end of the 2K session is how it's going to dry. So this is your chance to get rid of all those imperfections. It is a fine line between getting rid of the orange peel and getting a run. So take your time and apply light coats, let it set up for 60 seconds and check and reapply as needed. First step, we've got our model. It's been painted, everything's been done to it. If there's any decals on it or washes applied, I would wait at least 24 to 48 hours, the latter being the better, to make sure everything is fully dry. We've got our Tamiya anti-static brush here, and we're just going to go around and wipe all the model off nice and clean. As you can see, we've got a mixture of different paint finishes here and a nice carbon roof there as well. We've got my Iwata 0.5mm Revolution. We're at 25 psi, and we are loaded up with our 2K. This is our first semi-wet coat. So as you can see, we're holding it about 4 to 6 inches away from the model. It's a nice wide pattern on the 0.5mm needle nozzle. And as you can see, we get a nice wet coat down without putting it on too wet. And if you think you need a little bit more, you just go over it again. Judgment here and use will get you better at spraying this, basically. You'll get to know how much you need to put down for the coverage. You can also slow down and speed up your passes as well. That will put more paint down. But basically, the more you do this, the better you'll get. Don't be nervous of using it. It is quite forgiving. Just follow our safety precautions and follow my guidelines here, and you should be all good. But what we're looking for is just a nice, even first coat. You can see that we've got a nice semi-gloss finish. It's not quite perfect. There is orange peel in it. And we're going to apply that all over until it's nice and even, and then we'll let that flash off for 5 minutes. So it's just a case of going around all the car, getting all those nooks and crannies, making sure we're getting every panel line covered. The bottom of the sills is often missed. I'm quite guilty of doing that. That's why I'm going over them again there. On the back side of the car, make sure you get under all the little nooks and crannies underneath. This is the important thing. It's getting every inch or every square millimetre on a model of Clearcoat. We just want that nice, even coat all over. So you can see how much I'm putting down. It is more than with usual 2K clears. The first coat on a normal 2K is just a light tack coat. On this one, it calls for a semi-wet, and I'll tell you, it works very, very well. So we are putting down a little bit more paint of Clearcoat, but it does work out faster, quicker, and easier because we don't have to remix a second batch of Clearcoat like I've been doing lately with other 2Ks. It's only a 5-minute flash off time, so it's a lot faster. And I'm finding this 2K is laying down absolutely beautiful and not looking overly thick either. Make sure you're getting your wheel arches as well. And there we go. There's our first coat. I'm happy with that. I'm using a light in my spray booth just to look and make sure everything is pretty even all over. Once I'm happy with that, we're going to pop it in our booth. We've got a little plastic box to the left. There's got vents in it as well. A couple of holes with some mesh on. We'll pop that in there for 5 minutes and let that flash off. And basically that's going to let the first lacquer coat flash off and lose its thinner, basically, is the way it works. Second one, we're in now, it's 5 minutes later, and we're going to put down a slower, more purposeful wet coat. So this is our first true full wet coat here. And again, we're not hosing it on. We're making sure we're going over with overlapping passes to keep that wet edge. Again, we've still got a little bit of a distance from the model. The 0.5's got a great pattern on it. And there we go. Absolutely spot on. Just get the bottom edge of that sill. And again, repeat the other side. And like I say, the more you do this, the better you will get. You will get more confident in doing it. You'll get better at doing it. You'll learn how much 2K you need to put down. And each one will get better and better. And for me, this is one of my best 2K jobs I've done to date. It worked really well. And this car looks absolutely beautiful. With the Pro Range Snapper Rocks Blue underneath the 2K, it looks absolutely fabulous. As you can see, the 2K has gone down on the second coat, absolutely perfect. And again, on the back end. And obviously, it is a fine line between getting that perfect clear coat and putting too much down. And if you put too much down, you'll get a run. The clear will run. You'll end up with a big blob of clear coat running down the body. So it's a case on this very first wet coat to not go too mad. And this is where I was putting it back in the box for 60 seconds and letting it self-level itself will pay off in dividends. As you can see, we get a nice wet coat down on the roof. And then continue on the bonnet. Now, dust is the main enemy of 2K. It is terrible. The slightest dust will stick in it. But the beauty of 2K is it dries rock hard, it sands really well and polishes up really easy. So you can sand back and flat out any dust spots and what have you or imperfections. That's a pretty good wet coat. I'm quite happy with that. There are still spots of orange peel. So we're going to pop it back in its box for another 90 seconds and let that clear coat flash off. While it's in there, it will self-level a little bit and lose a bit more of that orange peel. And we'll pop it back out, have a little look where it's needed. I think, yeah, just need another light coat all over. Now, the idea of flashing off is that the clear coat gets nice and tacky. So when you come back with more paint, the paint sticks to it and doesn't run, which is the beauty of 2K clear coat. I'm just going to go round all over it again. Let's give it another light pass over. Looks like there's a lot of paint going down. There's not that much going down really. Like I say, R2K is so forgiving. It's really, really easy to use. And as you see at the end, the finish is just spectacular. Really, really good. Again, just angling the light, having a look where it's needed. Just needs a quick go over on the boot lid. The same on the top as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to put another light coat down. Pop it back in its box for another 90 seconds. Then have a little look and see how she looks after that 90 seconds. So the best thing you can do here is while you're doing it is, as we're doing lighter coats so we don't go OTT, is use your light in your booth. I've got some very good light in here for filming, and it's very good for spotting imperfections in paint, orange peel and what have you. And as you see, I just move it around and I'm angling it towards the light and looking for any areas that aren't quite as glossy as others. And places that I always miss are the front and back of the roof, where it hits the windscreen and the rear window, the rear edge of the bonnet by the windscreen, the lower edge of the sills, and the top of the doors are some of the places I always miss. So like I said, the more you do this, the more you get used to knowing how you spray. And like I say, angling it towards the light will help you see where you've not quite got enough, or maybe you've got a little bit too much you need to be wary of for your next pass. But that's gone down really well. It's self-leveling really, really well. I think it's just going to need another light pass over after being in the booth for 90 seconds. So you can see a little bit of orange peel on the roof still. So I'm just going to give a little bit of a pass just to make sure it all evens out. There you go. There's my little piece on the back of the bonnet. And we're going to do the whole thing as well. Like I say, it is forgiving. You can push it a lot more than you think. Don't be afraid of putting more down. But the key here is a little bit of a break. Just have a 60-second just wait and have a little look. So I'm just looking around. See, absolutely beautiful clear coat. Looking really well. Happy with that. And I'm going to put that back in its box. Let it sit for another 90 seconds and then we'll pull it out and have a little look at what we've got. So here we go. Let's have a little look. That's looking pretty good to me. We've got a nice even clear coat everywhere. Now, like I said, top of the doors is always a spot I tend to miss. So quick go over. Like I say, the bottom of the sills is always an area I miss. The roof looks great at the front and rear, as does the bonnet on its leading edge. But the top of those doors is a spot I always seem to miss, and it is a high gloss black on these BMWs, so it's quite an important area to get. And the bottom of the sills and the front and rear underneath the bumper are areas I tend to miss as well. So like I say, angle your light, angle the model so you can see the light hitting it, and it will show any imperfections there. But you can see how well that's self-leveled from being in the box just for that 90 seconds. If you see anywhere that's just got a hint of orange peel, don't be afraid to put a little bit more down, because as I say, as you see this now, if you leave this as it is, this is how it will dry. This is how this stuff works. As you see it now is how it will dry. So if you have orange peel, that's how it's going to dry. So we're having a quick tidy up, clean the airbrush out. This is about 3 minutes later. And we're having one last final inspection before we sign off. We've got a bit of dust in the roof, which is a real shame. It's just one of those things. But overall, it looks really, really good. Real nice glossy finish all over. Other than dust, we've got no orange peel, no flaws in the paint at all. It's looking really, really good. We've got a beautiful clear coat all over it. Very, very nice. We've done our door handles to the side as well. We've got lots of carbon bits, but they'll be done at a later date in my build series, which you'll see later on. And then this is about 4 hours later. And yeah, it's dried really well. This is touch dry right now. 4 hours later, it's touch dry. I won't be over handling it, but it is touch dry. As you see, we've got a beautiful clear coat, nice and even all over. Very, very happy with that. Now, I know a lot of criticism of 2K is it's too thick. This is a thin, nice thin finish. Once this is flatted back with some Trizic pads and polished up with the UMP polishing system, this will look fantastic. It'll really look nice and shiny. You'll get rid of all those dust spots and it'll lose all any imperfections left behind. This is about 8 hours later. As you can see, the colour looks absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely made up with that colour. I knew the blue would be my favourite colour. Obviously, we've got the Daytona Violet one as well, because we're working on 2 of these at the same time. But the Snapper Rocks blue looks fantastic. The carbon roof looks great. The clear coat is fantastic. And there we go. That's how I use our Proscale Paints 2K clear coat set. Right, there we go. So that's how I use our 2K clear coat. So you can buy from us directly on Facebook. We are currently setting up a website. But for now, if you go to the Proscale Facebook page, which I've linked in the description down below, there's a picture of all our range of paints that are up there currently. We're going to add to those all the time as we go. And if you've got any suggestions for colours or any colours you'd like colour matching, we can do that for you as well. Paints are £4 each. The clear coat is £12. We also have a degreaser, primers, thinners, etc. available there. So like I say, head over to our Proscale Paints Facebook page. Links in the description down below. Our website will be live very, very soon. But for now, head to Facebook and contact us and you can order from there. So there we go. Thanks for watching today, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.